Okay, let's do a little time travel. Imagine it's February 2026. So what's different? Well, a lot. But the biggest thing is that the technology you use isn't just something you hold in your hand anymore. It's basically become an extension of your own nervous system. Today, we're going to take a look at how this biological convergence is completely flipping our daily lives on their head. This quote right here, it absolutely nails the massive shift we're talking about. We're moving past the age of just using gadgets as tools, like a hammer or a calculator. We're entering a time when our tech is a seamless part of our own bodies. So this isn't about slightly faster phones anymore. It's about completely redefining how we interact with, well, everything. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, our journey into 2026 is going to focus on 5 key pieces of tech. We've got mind-controlled gaming, thanks to Neuralink, AR glasses with displays so good they're like looking at reality, haptic rings that let you actually feel virtual objects, modular hardware that never gets old, and biosensing fabrics. You put them all together and you've got an ecosystem that makes the smartphone pretty much obsolete. Okay, so first up, we have to understand how we even see information in 2026, because probably the single biggest change is that we've moved way, way beyond the good old flat rectangular screen we're all staring at right now. And look, this isn't some crazy science fiction movie. By 2026, the digital world isn't trapped in a device in your pocket. It's layered directly onto your reality. So let's start our day in this new world and see exactly how it works. Let's kick off the day. Think about your morning routine. What's the very first thing you probably reach for? Your phone, right? Of course it is. But what if you didn't need to? What if your own vision was the screen? Honestly, the difference is night and day. Forget about fumbling for your phone on the nightstand. In 2026, you just wake up, and maybe your day's schedule is hovering as a hologram in your room. When you head outside, navigation arrows literally appear painted on the sidewalk in front of you, guiding you to your first meeting. The whole thing is completely frictionless. And this is exactly why this smartphone is on its last legs. You've got AR glasses that are as light and stylish as regular glasses, with displays so sharp they just blend in with reality. Video calls aren't people on a flat screen, they're 3D holographic projections standing right there in the room with you. This isn't just an accessory, it is your new phone. It's your computer. It's your main connection to the world. Okay, so that's how you get through your workday. But what about when it's time to have some fun? In 2026, gaming has taken a quantum leap forward by getting rid of the very last barrier between you and the game world, the controller itself. Every single gamer knows this feeling, that tiny but oh so frustrating delay between when you hit a button and when your character finally does something on screen. For literally decades, companies have been fighting to shave off milliseconds here and there, because in competitive gaming, those milliseconds are everything. In 2026, input lag is 0. Not close to 0, not 1 millisecond, 0. So how in the world is that even possible? This is the breakthrough. With a non-invasive brain-computer interface from Neuralink, the system doesn't have to wait for your thumb to physically press a button. It reads the intent to move, straight from your brain's signals. The speed of thought literally becomes the speed of action. You think jump, and your character jumps, instantly. Okay, so sight and thought are covered. That's huge. But what about actually feeling the virtual world? How do we close that final sensory gap? The answer is these amazing little haptic rings. As you reach for something in VR, these rings use tiny electrical fields to create a kind of friction on your fingertips. It's like a phantom force that tricks your brain into feeling texture and pressure. All of a sudden, you can feel the rough, scaly skin of a dinosaur or the jarring cold of a piece of virtual metal. It's a total sensory illusion. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. This all sounds incredibly expensive, right? A whole new ecosystem of tech to buy. But one of the coolest parts is that the whole philosophy behind owning tech has changed, and it's become way more sustainable. We all remember this cycle. We're living it right now. Every year, a new phone, a new watch. Perfectly good devices become obsolete, creating mountains of e-waste and just constantly draining our bank accounts. In 2026, that whole model is basically dead. The future is modular, so your smartwatch or your AR glasses, they're designed with parts you can swap out. Is the camera a little outdated after a couple of years? You don't buy a whole new pair of glasses, you just buy a new camera module and snap it right in. It saves you money, it slashes waste, and it puts you back in control of the hardware that you own. So far, we've talked about tech we wear on our eyes, on our fingers, and on our wrists. But the final layer of this whole convergence is actually the most intimate and the most invisible of all. It's the clothes on our back. Yup, you heard that right. The integration of tech has become so complete that it's literally woven into the fabric of our lives. Your favorite t-shirt isn't just cotton anymore, it's also an incredibly sophisticated biometric sensor. These smart fabrics are threaded with these little nanosensors that track your vital signs 24/7 without you ever feeling a thing. It's monitoring your heart rate, your stress levels by measuring cortisol, even your blood sugar. And all this data streams directly to your personal AI, which creates this complete real-time picture of your health. It's a total shift from reactive to predictive medicine. And this quote from the source material? Man, it just sums the whole thing up perfectly. The ultimate goal here isn't just to build smaller and smaller gadgets. It's to make technology disappear, to make it so seamless that it feels less like a tool you're using and more like an extension of your own senses. And that's really the final takeaway, isn't it? The separation between us and our devices, it's gone. Technology is no longer an object we pick up and interact with. It's the environment we inhabit. It's this invisible layer that's enhancing our perception, our health, and our very identity. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most critical thought. As this biological convergence speeds up, the line between human and machine just gets blurrier and blurrier. It's no longer a question of upgrading your phone, but of upgrading yourself. So the real question we're left with isn't just what's next for technology, but what's next for us.